World of YouTube, True Crime Tale site, and everything else going over the old 1969 moon landing. Now, I'm sure everybody has gone through this. This has been a big thing going on lately, and and I'm sure it has in the past. Everybody has their own thoughts, theories, ideas. Now, it's time to give you mine. And, bizarrely, wanting to think that this damn moon landing, one of the most historical things that happened in history, is, fake. Could be fake. But you know what this leads to? It leads to how much trickery and special effects was even a factor back in the day. Just like Star Wars. Go figure. Coming out in 1979. Who knows if that damn special effects existed back in 1969. It makes you wonder how much technology was back in the day. And if we had cell phones back in that day, I tell you, then gosh dang it, we could trick people to say we were on the moon? Oh, boy. I mean, I am assuming this is the original picture. Or one of them. And, everybody knows, and if you watch the video of this, the guy's bouncing around, floating, of course, stabbing the flag into the ground, or whatever you want to call the lunar moon, grounds, moon dust, moonland. And one would think and say that, this picture holds 1,000 secrets. And first off, if we're looking at this picture, shadows is a big factor. Just like as you see the equipment there, the top of the ship or whatnot landed on the ground, sticking into the moon, and the shadow, literally, of course, very tall structure there, goes over to the right. Shadow on the pole stick. Now, that could be the flag, of course, but what is the shadow down here? At the bottom of the flag, because as you can see, the flag looks like it is flapped over. And who knows? Back then you can't even say, oh, there's wind up there, there's this up there. No one's ever been on the frickin' moon. So if that shadow is, so say, the flag, what is making this shadow down below here? Because the flag, for one, it's not long enough to reach the bottom to shadow that like a top. As you can see, the flag goes lipped out. And then you have it, straighten out. So there would be no shadow, of course. But down below, it's still not lipped out like the top. And you still have a shadow. Now the land, or whatever you want to call it, the grounding of the moon, most definitely would be a factor. Say so if they do, you take a modern picture and you match it up with the old picture. And if this is what the moon looks like, okay, one would say, yes, that is real. But you cannot say that. And if there have been people, and the guy in this article that I screenshotted here. Buzz Aldrin is the man's name, along with Armstrong. Said it was fake. So why would, after many years of this, he would now come out and say it's fake? Of course, the blackness in the back of this picture is a factor too, because if you're on the moon, you're in space, where's the stars? You would think you'd see lots of stars because you're out in space. But as you can see, there is no stars, not one. Very interesting. And the lining from the moon of the ground to the blackness, that too is a factor, because to me, it kind of looks like it's colored in. So if you take your editor photo, which I've done with like my vest, and it's black, and I colored around it to make this picture stand out more, I noticed that black resembles this, even though they didn't have this kind of technology with the phone and stuff of altering pictures, of course, but it does look like the blackness that one would color on their phone if they wanted to, color around something, make it black in the background. That's what it reminds me of. Very that. But you never know. Could they have altered the picture too? That's a question, because technology back then, boys and girls, you don't even know what they could have done. You got George Lucas coming out in 1979, Star Wars, that friggin' picture, man, boom. Of course it blew everybody's mind, because you're up in space. They got everything looking like space. This, on the other hand, and in the movie, you gotta think, there's a bunch of stars. You're in space. There's not one friggin' star in this photo. So like I say, I am thinking this is an original photo. And now the question is, shadows. Big key in this photo. So, as you can see down at the bottom, because of the fact that this stupid photo by NASA newsmakers in the way, you can see, and I'm sure this has been gone over, the shadow of the body of this guy standing here. You can see it up top there. Very barely, but it is there. Question, where's the shadow for the stick in the flag? Yes. But yet, over here, whether or not this is divots, moon holes, craters, face, as we call it, it looks like a friggin' shadow there. And that would make the friggin' stick pole go backwards. Nothing over here, though. Nothing over here. Shadows in a photo is a big question and big interest, especially when you have stuff like this. So, that being said, and of course there are no stars in the background. No stars. This pit photo alone makes you wonder, is right. And if you got experts back in the day checking this stuff out, and if they have, and I'm sure they did, go over everything that I've just gone over. That's right, the question is, where was this photo taken and how did they take it? And of course, that right there is the issue of why they're saying, yes, this is fake. So what did happen after launch of the first space shuttle? I can't even call it a space shuttle. It looked like a freaking rocket. Where did it go? Out in the middle of the ocean did it, and then they swam out the sea and got a boat, caught a ship on the way back in? go to some friggin' movie set. Because don't get me wrong. Once the big movies hit the screens back in the 1930s, early, late 20s, everybody was mesmerized, right? Television, movies. So, what did they do back in 1969? Of course, the Men in Black, Part 3, and that just came up with some movie clip. I think you've seen it in one video, came up of Joe Blow movie clips. But makes you wonder the iconic first 1969 launching of the, NASA ship back then, and how they altered it and everything, and it, making it look real, Even that movie can't confirm if this is real or not. Believe it or not is the question. Do you believe it or not? But since it's been coming up, now this guy comes out and says it is fake because, you can't go about putting this picture up and saying this is real. Honestly, back in 1969, now whether or not now that's the big question. Just thought of this because here I am looking at it, and what in the hell? Trying to think. They did not have color in photos. In 69, I do not believe. Everything was still black and white. Huh? Now, whether or not they did color this in to, reveal its fakeness or authenticity, that is the question. They must have did them put the color in this to make it, so you can see the fakeness. But without the stars in the background and the shadow of the flag, which I'm sure this was all covered by professionals, but that's right. If people don't know what they're looking at and for, well, go over in layman's terms. And that's right. That's what I see. This is what I see. And the shadow of the flag is backwards. Even if that is the shadow of the flag, who knows if that's something else that just got sat there for prop. But it is very interesting, folks. Even the wood in this picture has color for the flagpole, right? Wood. Who knows? It is crazy, man, to think many things in history has been lied about. Just like the Native Americans. All a lie. So, that being said, folks, crazy what was really going back on in the day and what technology was around. Oh, yeah. Till the next video, be safe, take care. Always beware. Some people like to trick ya. Out.